We appreciate it. I want to thank you for being here today. My name is Carrie. I'm actually with the Heartland Blood Centers. I'm the representative for the area. So literally what I do is work with different schools, churches, businesses, such as yourself, as far as the schools go, and we partner together and save lives. So today we have a really great presentation for you. I have Tia Carr. She is a motivational speaker, and she's with Heartland as well. May I have you give her a fine round of introduction? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Vernon. How you guys doing? Yeah, you feeling awake? Awesome. My name is Tia Carr, and it is a privilege to be with you all this afternoon to share about giving the gift of life through Heartland Blood Centers. So before we get started, raise your hand if you've ever donated blood before. Awesome. So thank you all so much for taking the time to save up to 3 lives. That is amazing. Maybe for the rest of you, you're not sure how much 15 minutes of your time could really mean for someone else. So today I want to share with you 3 stories, some reasons why people donate blood, and then, of course, how you can get involved at your upcoming blood drive. So first, I want you to meet Andy Hansen. Andy is an ordinary 20-year-old. Are there any of you seniors in this room? All right, so you're ready to get out of here, the prime time. You don't really think anything bad would happen to us. I mean, I'm 22, so I feel y'all. We feel invincible almost at this age. And Andy certainly was not expected to be diagnosed with leukemia at 20 years old. So he is one grateful blood recipient, and this is him with his 3 beautiful children and his wife. And it's so easy when things happen to us when we're younger to really get down about our circumstance, but Andy has really chosen to look at the positive side. The next person I want you to meet is Jackie Cold. Jackie Cold is a personal trainer, yoga instructor, and studio owner. As you can tell, she's very fit in this photo. And she has a really unique story. So she was driving home on Mother's Day, and a raccoon jumped in front of her car. So she swerved to try to avoid the raccoon. But unfortunately, she hit the curb and got in a major accident. Luckily, someone saw this, they called the hospital, and she was hospitalized for 9 days. She actually says that this raccoon saved her life. What? I've never read about a raccoon saving anyone's life. So when I was reading her story, I was like, what? What happened? And she goes on to say that she found out she had a low blood platelet disorder because of this accident. She had no idea she even had it. So doctors say that if the airbag didn't deploy during her accident, she would be lucky to survive based on her conditions. So like I said, Andy and Jackie are 2 grateful blood recipients because people like you have chosen to donate blood. The next person I want you to meet is a little girl at 8 years old. And before we talk about her story, I want you to see what it's like to be in the mind of an 8-year-old who constantly goes to the hospital.
And the IV people put in your IV, and then you say, hurry up, and you say, is it a good one? Is it a good one? And after you're done with that, they get it in, and it's done and over with. Instead of trying to make it hurt, you can just think of the good things instead of making it hurt and stuff. And then you can hurry up, tell your mom that I'm gonna run down to the playroom and go find someone to do something with. And if there's no one there, I'm gonna do something myself. And so then if there's someone there, you play with them and have a lot of fun instead. Like then you play the games. There's a lot of fun stuff in the hospital. You can play games, do crafts, meet more other people, and try not to be shy and just talk. It doesn't matter how much you talk, just keep talking. You know how much I talk. And just have fun instead of being bored. Thank you.
So this is actually me when I was 8 years old. I still get blood infusions today. And I just want to take you on a little journey of my story. It all started when I was 17 months old, and I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Now, arthritis is usually found in people who are a little bit older than 17 months old. This is me on the left. Raise your hand if you have a niece, nephew, cousin, sibling that is 2 years old. Go ahead and raise them high. Okay. So you guys remember when good old Johnny was taking his first steps, you're like, yeah, this is awesome. My mom felt the same way when I took my first steps. She was so excited. But little did she know that I would be rushed to the hospital. My legs were stuck at a 45-degree angle. I completely stopped walking. At this time, the doctors turned to my mom and told her that I would be wheelchair-bound for the rest of my life. As I got older, I got diagnosed with a lot of other conditions. When I was 5 years old, I got diagnosed with common variable immune deficiency. So what the heck is that? That is an autoimmune disease where my body lacks immunoglobulins, which are the white blood cells to help you fight off infections. So I was constantly getting pneumonia. Raise your hand if you've heard of pneumonia. You know someone who's gotten that. Okay, so it's a lot of mucus in the lungs. You get sick. You have to go to the hospital. I was getting that about 5 times a year. And doctors couldn't really figure out what to do. So finally, they started giving me blood infusions to give me my immune system that I needed. I was going every 2 weeks to get these blood infusions, and I still get them today, but I only get them every 8 weeks. So I consider myself one very blessed young lady, considering that I was supposed to be in a wheelchair by 5, blind by 7. I'm lucky to even graduate high school. So the fact that I'm 21 years old and I can walk, and I can run, and I can see, it is just a complete miracle to me. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for those of you who raised your hand and have donated blood so I can live as healthy of a life as possible. There's been a lot of times where I feel like you guys can relate to me like this. I got all ready to go and then my plans got canceled. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you've been to the movie theaters with your friends. You're like, hey, you know, we're going at 12 o'clock, right? And then they cancel on you. You know, it's a bummer, it stinks, but it's not the end of the world. But for me, when the doctors would call on my way to the hospital and say, hey, there's not enough blood today, you're going to have to reschedule. It was in that moment where my mom realized we needed to do something about this blood shortage. Because it wasn't just her little 5-year-old Tia that needed blood, but it was people like Andy and Jackie as well. So I'll never forget, when I was in 6th grade, I was feeling really depressed about my illnesses. And my case manager, who's the person between my health and my schoolwork, came up to me, we were having a conversation, and she's like, why don't we do something positive for you? I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? Why don't we host blood drives in your honor? You want me, a 6th grader, to put my name, my story up around the community where thousands of people are going to know me as the sick girl? No, thank you. Then I thought about it for a little bit longer, and I was like, you know what? I'm willing to host these blood drives if they'll potentially benefit thousands of lives. I'll risk my reputation. Let's try it out. So we did. We launched the blood drives in 2008. We've been organizing them since and have saved over 5,000 lives. In the beginning, it was just about my family coming and supporting me. But then I had people I played basketball with that came alongside me and donated blood. My best friends and their parents started to come and donate blood as a family. And then finally, college students who I am still in class with, and they barely even know me. They're like, hey, we're going to come donate as well. So I love this saying, one for all and all for one, because that's truly what we're all about. It's not about me hosting my blood drives. If it was, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't be here today. But it's about thousands of people, even people in your very own school that receive blood transfusions. So I know that there's these 3 stories, Jackie, Andy, and myself, but even other people in your community that have needed blood. And so there's a lot of things that are true and false about donations, and I want to see how much you guys know. So we're going to play a little game. You've all played it before. It's called Cahoots. You're going to go to cahoots.it and type in this pin. 3 ground rules. The first one is please only put in your last name. Last name only. And then secondly, whoever's the top winner, we're going to give you guys a t-shirt. So you're going to want to be quick. So definitely check out this pin, 60586. And go ahead and raise your hand when you're ready to go. Okay, raise your hand if you're ready. Okay, maybe I should have said raise your hand if you're not ready. Teachers, you feel me, you probably get that. Raise your hand if you're not ready. It's okay if you're not, we'll wait on you. Okay, we'll give you 1 more minute. last name. If you did your first name, it's not the end of the world. No biggie. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. There's only 4 questions, so you're going to want to be quick. Blood can be manufactured. That means blood can be scientifically created. We've come a long way. Hey, you guys are fast. What do you think it is? Do you think it's true or false? You think it's false? Okay. What's your name? Eugene? J.R. Cool, cool. It is false. You were right. All right, so blood cannot be manufactured. So listen up. We've come a long way scientifically, but we still cannot make blood. That's why it's important for generous donors like you guys to continue to donate. All right, next question. Blood donations are tested 15 times. That means it goes through 15 different screening processes before it gets to patients. Do you think that's true or false? Do you guys think it's true or false? True? All right. It's true. Okay, so this is super comforting to know for Andy and Jackie and other patients too, that their blood is safe when it's getting to them. So you can know that it goes through 15 different processes before it gets to patients. You cannot donate blood if you've ever left the country. True or false? This is a tricky one. What do you think? You think it's true or false? True? All right. So this is false. This is kind of tricky. A lot of people come up to me and they say, Tia, and I'm like, what's up? They're like, hey, we can't donate. I'm like, why not? Like, well, I went to Guatemala or I went to any other country. And so it's like, hey, just email me, just contact a Heartland representative and we'll let you know, depending on the location, you might be able to donate, you might not be able to. So definitely ask, don't assume that you can't donate. All right, the last one is, if you have a tattoo, you cannot donate blood. What do you guys think? Do you think it's true or false? False? What do you think? True? All right. Okay. So this is false. There's no longer, you got that right, man? Did you get that right? Yeah? You won? Yeah. Nice. I'll just give you the t-shirt right now. That's awesome. So if you have a tattoo or you know someone who has a tattoo, you can still donate blood. So it's just good to be aware of that. So the winner is, you can throw it out. Here. All right, here you go, man. All right. So we're going to do another activity, so if you all can get up on your feet. Get up. Stand up, stand up. Okay. So if one of the two of these statements apply to you, please stay standing. The first one is if you know someone who needs a blood transfusion. Your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your neighbor. The second one is if you've needed a blood transfusion, please stay standing. Okay, so I want you all to look around the room. You can stay standing. If one of these two things apply to you, stay standing. Woohoo, we got 2 people. All right. So these 2 wonderful people, what's your name? Ben and Reese? Luis. Ben and Luis both know someone who's needed a blood transfusion, or they may need blood transfusion themselves. So it's just important to know that the need is, you can take a seat, guys. The need is right here in your community. So this is crazy, 3 gallons of milk, but instead we're going to put 3 gallons of blood, which is kind of gross to think about. But 3 gallons of blood is enough to supply the nation for 1 minute. Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. That's a lot of blood. That means by the time we're at this part of our presentation, 450 people have needed blood. That's more than the amount of juniors in your entire school. It's a lot of people. Raise your hand if you've known someone who has served our country. Air Force Academy, Army, Navy, any field. Okay, so you all know what it's like to make sure there's enough blood in the blood banks in case they ever were to need blood. So when you're donating through Heartland Blood Centers, you can know that we supply blood to all the Chicagoland veteran hospitals. So there's a lot of things that are true and things that are false about donated blood, which we learned about. But now I want you guys to think, we fear the things that we don't know, right? So now you all feel empowered. Now we can check out what are the actual steps of getting involved. You might be over here and you're just like, I'm ready to go, sign me up. Maybe you see yourself as someone who cares for your community. Maybe you've already donated blood. If that's you, then this is awesome. You're gonna really find these steps helpful. Maybe you're over here though and you're just like, that's just not my thing, girl. I don't like needles. I don't think that's for me. That's okay too. All your friends are pointing to you, man. Is that you? It's okay. I'm sure you're very brave. But I think it's important to know that we're going to mention ways that you can get involved as well. So the first step is actually registering. This is super basic and easy. We're going to fly through these pretty quick. So the first thing is you're going to want to have your donor ID, which pretty much can be anything with your name and your photo on it. State ID, license, bring that with. If you're 16 years or older, make sure you bring your parent permission slip as well. The second step is you're going to go through a little bit of history questions on a tablet, and you're also going to check your iron. Ladies, this is a free way to check your iron, which is pretty cool. You're going to check your temperature, your pulse, pretty basic physical. The next part is actually donating blood. This is my favorite part. So do you guys follow anyone on YouTube? You like to watch videos? Shout out a name. Yourself? What's your name? All right, so if any of you guys are not following him, raise your hand real high. You got to follow him, okay? He's got some good videos. So you can all watch videos. You can all watch videos of him. You can also watch videos on whatever. Netflix, it only takes 5 to 8 minutes. So time you're done watching a video, you're already done. You're ready to go. So just know that this process is super sterile. You have a clean needle. They sterilize everything, so you are good to go. The last step is relaxing. You just saved up to 3 lives. You're definitely going to want to relax afterwards. Enjoy all the free cookies while you can. This is one of my favorite memes. So we're going to watch a video of why some people have donated blood for me in the past, and then talk about the benefits for all of you. What are the benefits for all of you? So you guys are actually going to receive a t-shirt, which is pretty nice. You received a t-shirt already. Hold up that beautiful t-shirt. Yeah, show it off. Okay, so you're going to receive not that one, but this one if you come to donate. So you can have 2 free t-shirts. What's your name right here? Webb. Is that your last name? Yeah. I like it. Webb. That's cool. So Webb, you can get 2 t-shirts, which is pretty nice. So another cool opportunity for you guys is that if you graduate, you guys will all graduate. I have confidence in you. So when you graduate, if you donate 6 times, then you get to wear red cords, which is pretty cool. Everyone likes to look good on graduation. So if you donate double red, that's 2 points towards your 6. So just keep that in mind. Double red means you're donating twice the amount, but you're getting your platelets back. So it's a completely safe process. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. So when you're going to the hospital, you can know that you're receiving blood from most likely Heartland Blood Centers. They supply to over 75 plus hospitals in the Chicagoland area. So how can you, Webb, have a safe, successful blood donation? You're probably wondering that. You want to keep these 3 things in mind. So first, you're going to want to make sure you drink a lot of water. Does anybody have a water bottle in here? Could you raise it up for me? All right, I see you. Way to be hydrated. Man, that is a huge water bottle. That is awesome. I like it. So you're going to want to make sure that you drink a lot of water the day before, the day of, and the day after. The next thing you want to keep in mind is eating iron-rich foods. So what foods have iron in them? I had no clue before I was teaching people about this. So definitely consider these foods: spinach, raisins, meat, red meats, specifically fish, poultry, you name it. If you're like, Tia, those are all disgusting, that's fine too. You can also have a multivitamin with iron. Last thing you should keep in mind is getting a good amount of sleep. I heard that the hardest class here is physics. Is that true? What do you think? What do you guys think? Hardest class in Vernon Hills? AP Euro? AP Physics? All right. So whatever the hardest class is for you, you don't want to be rolling in like, oh man, Tia, I got like 2 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted. You're going to want to get a decent amount of sleep. 8 hours is ideal, but if you don't follow all 3 of these things, it's not the end of the world. These are just really good recommendations for you to consider. All right, let's talk about you guys. So for the past 2 years, you have collected enough blood to save over 800 lives. Round of applause. That is amazing. Woo. So in 2017, I like the high fives. It's awesome. So in 2017, you've almost collected enough for 100 units. So how many units do you think you guys are going to collect at this blood drive? What's your goal? What do you think? I need 3 volunteers. Whoever's the closest, I'll give you a T-shirt.
What? 900.
He heard T-shirt. He's like, what? 900? All right, it's way lower than 900. Yes. 150. Nice guess. Last guess? 1 person in the back. You just had to do that, right? 149. All right. 96. You're the closest. You were going to go for 1. Okay, so that would save, if you guys are able to hit your goal, you could save up to 288 lives. That would be pretty amazing. All right, next opportunity to win a T-shirt. When is your blood drive? Next week? Do you know the day? Next Thursday? January 19th?
January 16th. 18th. Monday 24th. Sunday.
In the future. This is why we're doing this. Who said 20th? You're the closest. Throw him a shirt. What's your name? What's your name? Fahim. Okay, so Fahim. Ready for this? January 23rd. So keep that in mind. January 23rd. It's all day, okay? You can sign up during your lunch period, your gym period, and other sections of the day as well. You can check out on the laptops. So whatever way that you guys want to get involved, I just want to encourage you to give with all your heart. Remember, there are some of you over here that were just like, I don't think I can donate. That's okay too. There's other ways that you can get involved. So the first thing is you can educate people. Raise your hand if you like public speaking. I know not a lot of people like it. You like it? Awesome. So they want to see you in your classes in teaching people and educating, empowering people about donating blood. So I have confidence in you too. You guys can encourage people and empower them. The second thing is you can provide giveaways. So what do I mean by that? If you guys know someone who works at Jimmy John's, Culver's, Chick-fil-A, Giordano's, you can walk up to them, find the manager, give them a piece of paper, which I can provide for you, that says about the donation request. You can ask for coupons, food, and businesses really do want to support your blood drive. So definitely let me know if you're interested in doing that. That also looks good on your resume to say, hey, I have the confidence to go to businesses and get donations for nonprofits. That would be amazing. Another thing that you guys can do is advertise on social media. So what is your name right here? Yeah. Alyssa. Alyssa, they want to see you on Snapchat being like, hey, come donate blood with me. All right, they don't want to see your teachers or a Heartland representative. They want to see you, girlfriend, okay? Can you do that for me? Advertise on social media? Snapchat, Instagram, you got it, girl. Another way that you can get involved is volunteering your time. So if you guys want to sign up people, if you want to put around flyers, definitely let me know and we can help you give back in that way. The last thing is you can donate blood. What better way to give back than to actually donate blood? So I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to sign up if you're ready to commit to that. If you're like, hey, I care about my community and I want to give back in that way, awesome. You can sign up right here on these computers. If you have questions afterwards, feel free to come up and ask me. We can take photos. You can hashtag Team Lucia and hashtag Save a Life. Andy, Jackie, and myself are 3 grateful blood recipients, and it truly, truly is. I'm not just saying that. I'm honestly here today because people like you have donated blood. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Cougars, for allowing me to be here today. Really appreciate it. Let's stay connected, though. It doesn't have to end here. You can follow me on social media, Snapchat, Instagram. If you have questions in the future, you can definitely let me know. Keep saving some lives. Let's go, Cougars! Woo!